about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
they make a couple mistakes, then woof, this game runs away quite quickly.
So you don't think it's gonna make it to 35 minutes, the sweet spot?
I hope so. If it's shorter than 35, it's gonna be quite boring.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's all about execution for this stack that hasn't really scrimmed that much. So that worries me, and that's why, of course, I'll always go for chicken fighters. But I hope to see them have some flair, and that could surprise them.
What are you making of this, Moxie?
I hate Necrophos, first of all, so that's already a strike against, you know, the bald Reborn boys. But yeah, you know, when it comes down to it, it's this team, you know, Chicken Fighters, they've been together longer, so I have this better feeling that they're going to know their timing's better, they're going to trust each other, and they're going to be able to do what's necessary to win this game.
Well,
Gorg's up front. He's leading the charge.
Leading the charge. We're going to find out how this first game is going to play itself out. We're heading over to our commentary duo of ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you much, Steve. Yes, looking forward to this one. Team Bold up against Chicken Fighters. Fogged, what do you make of this? As we discussed by the panel, the strat from Team Bold going to put the pressure, the game on the shoulders of Xcalibur in that mid lane and have these two sort of playmaking mid-game side laners. Do you like this approach? And is it going to work, do you think, against Chicken Fighters?
Ooh, I think it's going to be tough. I actually really like what Chicken Fighters have got this time. I got to witness, of course, the beauty of the Snapfire Wraith King side lane yesterday a couple times. It's insane. -8 armor plus Mortal Strike. Like, it's going to get kills. It's going to be really potent. You're playing into a hero like Brewmaster, very low armor. I'm curious to see how they're going to do. I think that strong draft that Chicken Fighters, remember, they're not high coast anymore, unfortunately for them. They look good. It's got like everyone's got a stun. I've seen Earth Spirit winning like all the games, and they're already leading.
Let's see who's going to get out on top of this. Here's the snake comes out. Charlie's actually the one getting very, very low. The Xbox down to the three of them. Charlie's going to go down. First blood for 5 up. As they head for more. So if he can get another one here, 5 up leading the charge. They're on the run.
What the? They tip Supream.
To your health. You die. Yet your failure.
That's a good
Very comfortable with each other.
Coordinated moves there. Yeah, we can definitely expect the tip game, the voice lines to be on point here in this one between Team Bold and Chicken Fighters. Xibbe is not actually going to be able to pick that up. Rajjix will still be able to grab it. Like Xibbe's efforts, and now is Xibbe going to be all right? They've got Pablo coming in for the side, but it should be fine.
Oh, okay. So it's actually all right. Apologies about that. It's actually 5 brew. I should have seen that. 5 brew. Rajjix is playing that off lane, so same thing, same concept. Very low armor on Void Spirit. Actually, probably worse because he doesn't have the ring of protection.
Yeah.
So yeah, little Shredder and Wraith King. This is gonna do some damage. We'll wonder how they're gonna do up here because they also still Xbox, which for the kill it's always great. Hurts you in the lane to secure those range.
Oh, let's see. And you do imagine, like, Xibbe, he will go for the build where they max out the little shredder. You think that is just going to be what you do as the support Snapfire every time now with the way it's been buffed?
I absolutely do. Like, look at how much he hits this Void Spirit for. Like, boom, each attack just looks so significant, and it just works so great because it helps a lot of times where what I've seen is in this current current patch is there's limited pushers. If you don't have like Beastmaster or something like that, it can be tough to actually pressure towers. Little shredder plus skeletons, you got to push very easily.
And then the other lanes, I'm already seeing Chessie having to back out with the TP. And how do you sort of rate this lane? Not a lane that we get to see every day, that the Necrophos and Brew duo. Is this a strong one for Team Bold? Is Gorgc going to get pretty easy farm down here?
I feel like he should. Yeah, the Brew is kind of just there as like this tank, just absorb damage, and he's got, I actually look at his build, he's got double salve built up on the Brew too, so I feel like Gorgc, he should have a great time. He's just double strength. It feels good. The animation's gotten so much better. So I think, yeah, Chicken Fighters, they're going to have to start pulling creep waves down here, or they're going to get almost nothing. Look at mid lane. This is a pretty good matchup for the mid. It's not amazing because Lina is so good with that attack range and how Fiery Soul just got an insane buff of 2 seconds per duration. But your stake is so valuable. Every time you connect with that Lina, you get so much back. And you do have decent pace.
Now we'll see down bottom Chessie now opting to just sort of grab the creep wave round. Doesn't want to necessarily play into the face of this Necrophos.
Yeah, he's just coming.
Top lane. As we have seen, Team Bold have to be careful with how aggressive they play under the tower. So just before Rajjix getting in, taking hard hits from the little shredder and the tower in combination. Is that any overextension can be punished pretty heavily by Chicken Fighters.
They have a pretty decent lane position. It's actually pushing in pretty hard for them. Don't see Xibbe able to get a pull up. And now Pablo steps up a little far. This little shredder.
See Xibbe. It is so much. Rajjix, he's actually going to find the opportunity to turn. He's in with the Remnant and the pulse on to Xibbe. Won't be able to continue to chase though. TP coming in as well from Era, so there is backup. We've got the setup.
Okay.
The Red Fire Blast and the cookie. It's not enough damage though. Rajjix will be fine.
Oh, and Era TP's up, so they haven't quite spotted that yet, but that means Chessie's going to be alone down bottom. Going to be tough for him whenever that wave does start pushing into the side of Team Bald. And yeah, he's stuck up here for the next few moments, so he might have to actually look to play around mid as well. He's got to do something around this area because of that time wasted.
CS on the bottom lane continues to look very, very nice here for Gorgc.
Yeah.
16 for 3.
Yeah.
And
I like that he rushed boots.
Yep.
Just the straight wand. It's very good versus Tider. It's so valuable on Necro. And just straight boots. In case the Earth Spirit comes with anything like this, you can also just bully. This is all looking really good for Team Bald down here.
Oh, super tough lane for Chessie to play into.
Yeah.
As he's sitting very low HP. I see mid lane, a bit of a dive coming onto Xcalibur, but TP comes in. Arrow and Supreme won't be able to push any further in. Salves at the ready. Excalibur's going to be able to stick about.
Oh, he might actually have to... Okay, he doesn't have to stop, but he's going to be really low mana, so they could make a play on him. Supreme will be able to secure the bottom rune. They also will get the top one onto Era, so he's full stored up.
And getting some good stacks going there. It looks a bit weird, actually. I thought they were going to get that stack again, but apparently a little too slow on it.
Yeah, was that he used the stroke, I guess, to stack it because they're damaged a little bit, it looks like. I guess that must have...
Yeah, it's just it looked like he had pulled them all the way out of the camp when the 4-minute hit, but I guess he didn't. Must have just been a little too slow on it. Still though, trying to prepare these stacks for Xcalibur, who is, you know, as you said earlier, is doing a fine time in the lane. Supreme's got a little bit of a lead, but leaner, strong laner. You're going to expect that a bit, so Excalibur's not going to be too fussed with what he's finding mid. He's going to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Supreme did go double null, so he's all of it. That's like I'm all about the lane. I really want to dominate it. So null bottle.
We're going to try and make the jump onto Pablo. And they go with the cookie. And it's a lot of damage onto Pablo. Pablo popping the fairy fire, but the physical damage too much. They will manage to bring down the Grim Stroke. Rajjix will be fine though.
Oh, Xibbe actually puts a point in the Scatter Blast. So we've seen, you know, every other time that I've seen it so far, it's been 2 points in Shredder. You ignore the Scatter Blast till later on. A little bit of a difference. I really like the little shield. I think it's something I'm really gonna a lot of the time. It scales insanely. That level 3 scale up is crazy. It's the attack range you get. Era is stalking mid, just sapping that experience from Xcalibur. He has earn charges, which is really nice. He actually got it so early on. A little bit of extra damage. They might be able to get some extra kills. As top, they're actually bringing with the Brewmaster. Gorgc's like, leave me alone. I'm almost 6 down here. I'm crushing this tide. You guys can start playing a tri-lane.
All right, I mean, it makes sense. So top, they will miss the initiation there with the Remnant, so won't get the setup for the Inkswell, but yeah, Gorgc under no pressure whatsoever when he's been left like this in the 1v1. And
this does mean that Brew is going to be extremely low level.
Sure.
He just moved top. He's level 2. It's going to take him quite a long time to get that 6. But, oh, they actually run into Era. Supreme is here as well.
Look over the setup. 5 up looking pretty dead.
Very dead. 2 little Shredder online now at level 4.
Scanning.
Yeah, Gorgc now.
Okay, he's just got, since it's it's kind of greedy coming out from T-Bald with the Medusa and with their long cooldown ultimates and stuff like that. It's gonna be really hard for Team Bald to ever pressure towers. Charlie's just queuing Radiance. I didn't even think about queuing up the armlet first.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
full greed.
Yeah, that's the standard what we have been seeing. Pretty much armlet every time, but trying to skip that completely. So if he's able to get away with it, or if the pressure's going to be a little too much earlier for him to try for that straight naked 3800 relic build-up.
It does make it more valuable because he's playing versus Necro as well. Maybe the Radiance is always going to be great. Rajjix.
Yeah, this time, no struggle controlling the Void Spirit still whilst he's at this level 5.
Oh, and this is at like the skeletons and the little shredders.
Yeah,
that's just ridiculous. It really is. They do so.
Yeah, any sort of stun that allows you to just a 1 round of attacks on the skeletons. It's a kill, and the Chicken Fighters, they're not slowing down on this top half of the map. Against Supreme involved, they take down both 5 up and Pablo.
Stacks?
Yeah, they are. They'll definitely lose the large camp here. Ancient's a little tougher for the team to take, so Chicken Fighters might not be able to do too much about that one that's been prepared for Xcalibur.
Great play from the support so far on the side of Chicken Fighters, just getting super involved. Xibbe, all 5 kills he's involved in. Same thing for Era. Continuing to just apply this pressure here with these earn charges. And yeah, it's tough for Team Ball really to counter this.
Oh, Gorgc. He wants to try for the kill here, but it's not enough damage. Era's away, and he's gonna live there. An unfortunate scythe attempt there from Gorgc. Didn't do the maths.
Oof. That's gotta feel brutal. The first time you leave that bottom lane, now Chessie's able to step forward. He's gonna get the lane. Charlie's coming down too. First rotation from Gorgc, not successful. And look at this ward coverage I'm watching from Chicken Fighters. 4 sentries placed in the enemy triangle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely understandable against the Medusa. We'll see that again. You know, Gorgc, yeah, as you said, he'd already the move over it, so desperately looking for some action. Tries it here onto Era. I mean, it doesn't, of course, get the initial burst. Overall, Era does fall incredibly low. How much does he end up going here? 20 HP or so. But he's out alive. Gorgc won't get the kill, but with the movement up to top, he is now able to put pressure onto the top tier 1 with Rajjix. As Team Ball should be able to take this tower here pretty early, 9 minutes in.
Radiant's bottom tower
Definitely feels pretty grim when you're playing like your safe lane Necro and your first ultimate usage doesn't work out, right? Because your hard carry's playing through the mid lane. You're playing as like this playmaking safe laner, and the first one is not the most successful. As we see Charlie, he doesn't have to rely on anything. He's breaking, getting farm crazy fast. And, I mean, Lena's just getting so many buffs. I'm actually I'm a bit worried for Gorgc. I'll be 100% honest with you. Sherry's got a hood. He's going for that Yules.
He's tanky.
There's so much magic damage and control that's coming out from
Sure, and there's a lot of stuns. There is a silence from the Earth Spirit, so if they are ever able to catch him before he gets the Shroud off, the physical damage from this Wraith King Snapfire, and even the Lina, you know, it is going to tear through him, so he's got to be careful early on in this game. It's not easy for him.
And Necro is still, sure, you've gotten buffs. You're a little bit speedier. You're a pretty immobile hero. You're slow. Snapfire ult overall in the game just devastates you at all stages.
See in the mid. The opening onto Rajjix. Supream with the follow-up. Laguna's up. Oh, but the stick charges and the dissimulate Rajjix. He's out to the side and he's away. Rajjix will live.
You have the gratitude.
Team Ball has to just play all as a unit here right now around the Medusa, who does have Dragonlance stun, so decent timing, but they're Brew, as we said. He needs recovery time. He had to go top. He left the bottom lane completely no pull, so he's level 4, trying to get his level so he can actually do something in the fights. Because right now he's going to be pretty useless, as most other heroes are starting to get to level 6.
Oh, and Charlie actually able to step in and take Gorgc's courier that was hovering around the secret shop, I believe, waiting for the Void Stone purchase. So a little bit of a setback there for Gorgc. As that is the recipe of the Yules out for a minute and a half or so.
Still getting decent farm. Xcalibur still hasn't died. That's probably the biggest thing.
Oh, Gorgc. Era is able to find the jump. Gorgc trying to clean up the middle lane, but as you say, they've got the damage. The tips kept coming out in full force there from Chicken Fighters.
I mean, I don't know how you actually play versus Snapfire as Necro. It sounds horrible all game. Unless you have like the Void Spirit always, or the Brewmaster getting into the backline and stopping that ult, I feel like Necro just dies to kisses in every single one stun, and you're just dead.
Sure. Like how do you push a lane out? Because I feel like that's what Gorgc wants to be doing, right? He's trying to open up the map, take the focus away from Excalibur's Medusa, but it's very hard to do so in a way that doesn't leave him very vulnerable to Chicken Fighters getting the kill.
Yep. See what they're doing. Okay, they got the crew 6. Supream is very far forward at the moment. Let's see if they can catch him.
They've got the combo here, jumping in with the Xbox done. They're draining onto Supream. They'll bring him down. That's the Lina gone now. They'll try and move over with the Primal Split towards Era. Era, it's pretty tanky here. The Spirit's going to be able to roll his way back out. Another stun comes in from 5 up. They've got him. 2 down on Chicken Fighters as Team Ball make the moves.
Pretty good. They're actually going to, I don't think they should go to this.
They do have the scythe available if they can get him low enough. Gorgc's looking for he's able to get it in time. Stops the Ravage and gets the kill as Gorgc slams down the scythe, and he's leading them forward towards Xibbe as well. They're going to have any catch here? No, they don't want to dive any further. But smooth moves, and this time Gorgc finds the kill.
I cannot actually believe they picked him over. He had 10 stick charges, but he was dead either way. Just all that, everything being thrown at him. I'm actually surprised how much it did. Wasn't enough to push him over. He held the Ravage for a second longer. So they will have it when he does respawn, but a nice hit, Team Bald. As soon as they get that 5 on Brew, they get big action going.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, you know, they were having to sort of have this time and space for 5 up to catch up on the levels, and even though it comes a little later than your usual Brew, level 6, still having fantastic impact with the first play.
Yeah, no downtime. Immediately after they didn't get the tower, which, I mean, kind of unfortunate because that's the main goal of making that type of play. But they back up, they stack Ancients, there's no downtime. Xcalibur's gonna be able to keep farming, getting his item timings at a pretty solid time, and yeah, it's looking pretty good for them at the moment. Charlie is having this free time. Of course, he does have that relic. He'll have that very good time, but
and I feel like we do see sort of Wraith King against Dusa quite a few times now. I mean, how do you feel it usually tends to fare as the game goes on?
Because what we saw it yesterday even too, right? The Wraith King overall dominated, but that was Medusa that had no space on the map whatsoever. This one, Dusa has a lot of space, so it's a good matchup. It can definitely be a good matchup of what he's up against. There's just a lot of stuns, and there's some ways of moving the positioning. As Earth Spirit, I feel like can do some fun stuff where you think you're in a really defensive spot, it can change things very quickly, and that's where Wraith King can actually thrive. But this is really good right now for Team Bald. If they just keep this up, they get like 1 or 2 more items on the Medusa, they can force a fight around Roche, and then they have this overwhelming team fight with Brew Split, with Stone Gaze and everything. It might be tough for Chicken Fighters to actually contest it.
And also that game we did see with the Wraith King against Dusa was a situation where we had the Medusa going for Manta and BKB as the first 2 items. Do you think we're going to see that here from Xcalibur? Or he's not going to get BKB seconds?
No, definitely. No.
Were you thinking of Manta Scardy, or what sounds good this game for him?
Is under attack.
Yeah, I think Manta Scardy looks fine. He does want to tank up. There is so much like game control. I don't know if he does want to actually, if he needs to actually go for like a damage item in between. I think he can just go survivability. That sounds fine.
Yeah. 4 to 6 here, 15 minutes. Rather low kill game, but definitely something that both carries are going to be happy with. You say, you know, the straight Radiance Rush on the Wraith King and Xcalibur on the Dusa. Both very happy to spend time hitting the creeps.
These next fights that are going to kick off could immediately lead to a Roche. Like, whoever wins the next fight, Roche is going to die so quickly. Sure, the Radiant Draft doesn't kill it as fast. They're going to have to kill it, like, whittle it slowly with that Medusa and stuff like that, but dire. If Chicken Fighters wins a fight, they've got Medallion, they've got the Little Shredder, they've got the Gush, and this Roche will die so quick. So, probably the next big area that we're going to be looking at sets up what? And who gets a big initiation? A lot of it is going to be watching Hera in particular to see how he gets these big silences off versus either the Void Spirit and Brew. With Bald, they're actually looking to get aggressive.
Oh, they're going to find Xibbe. Straight away, no hesitation from Rajjix as he jumps in onto the snapfire. Xibbe is still alive here. The passenger brace is on him. It will be enough damage to finish him off. Gorgc getting focused. Ravage comes out. Gorgc was able to get the shroud off in time. Stun for the light strike comes crashing down onto Gorgc. Era's in with the stun control. Gorgc still alive though. Another heal comes out, but the kisses are coming in from the side. They've got to run Team Bald, and they can't. 3 dead. And now with the split still up, 5-up's trying to escape, but they'll find him as well with the chase.
That actually worked out perfect for them. That's right outside the Roche. Probably just GG. They were split. Xcalibur went left side. His team went right side. They took right mid. That snap.
And they did.
Coming in toward the end, but that was over. Chessie got a beautiful wrap around and just devastated the fight with that Ravage. Yeah, that was always going to be a bit of a risky move, trying to commit into the high ground. Yes, now one of the tankier heroes as a support. This takes a little too long to kill. Perfect silence as Hera just sets up the turnaround. Chessie comes in from an angle that they're not quite prepared for, and as we're seeing, Gorgc as this Necrophos, he isn't unkillable. They can bring him down. Angle of approach just seemed forced. The way they're walking up that high ground. This is like the death situation, the death spot. This is a trap usually. Xcalibur went the right way, but the rest of his team gets caught. Meant to dodge. See, 5-up was actually trying to walk back in on that, but again, they've got to be careful, Team Bald, how they approach these fights from the low ground. And just like that, so much changes though. Like we were mentioning, the Roche is going to be that big one, and it literally just gets handed to chicken fighters. Right outside where they take the fight, 50 seconds until Ravage is got the back online, they're probably still looking to be active. The Supream is a little bit low on mana though, so he can't actually meet with his team over there on the left. Maybe just chilling out a little.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's the farm looking on Xcalibur. Manta and Aghanim's coming out as the next item, Fox. What do you reckon about this one?
I don't know, actually. It's a little weird. Pablo.
Was meant for more.
Okay.
All right. I mean, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Takes the 20 talent with the snake cooldown too, which I was checking.
There's some good talents.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Apparently the snake cooldown talent actually has better win rate than the stone gazer pro. Yeah. So hey.
Yeah.
Maybe also the combo of with your cold-blooded. Maybe he'll look for something like that. There's what, 1, 2, 3 targeted spells. Maybe look for.
Oh, C5 up. He's getting jumped in by Xibbe, and Aerostylus comes in. There's going to be the backup from Rajjix, trying to find time for the ult to come out, but he's going to get taken down by the Gush. Soulbind setting up on the two of them, but there's 4 heroes here of Chicken Fighters, and Chessie's going to drop the Ravage, secure the kill here onto Rajjix, making sure that there's no chance for Team Bold to fight back into this.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Chicken Fighter's just getting the better positioning and just much more ready for the fights. Bald's starting to fall apart a little bit here. Or still decently farmed, but as we said, he can't act as your necrophos that Yuvi's like on the front line. You can't kill me or anything. That he dies. He'll die in no time. So all these heroes are just super easy to kill now. There's just so much control and so much damage that Chicken Fighters have to work with. And the front line is just, it's really lackluster for Team Bald at this point. Your Medusa is your front line, but she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be into these fights. She wants to still farm more.
Yeah, Xcalibur wants to at least have this Axe done. Ideally, but
like, I'm really thinking like that's gonna be damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be maybe a little bit annoying to push into.
Yeah,
but as you said, well, you're just gonna get momentarily stoned and then probably carry on with whatever you were doing before.
Yeah, and they also can just itemize. Like Supreme already has BKB.
Sure.
He doesn't even have to really worry about that as much. Maybe it's something people are doing in pubs and stuff that I haven't gotten to see. I didn't get to see that much Medusas in pubs. I saw a few, but I saw just a lot of just Manta Dragon Last +1. I didn't see the Aghanims that I remember.
No, I mean, so it was one of the things that did get buffed in 7.29. Now that the initial base duration of the stone with the first hit of the snake is 1.5 rather than 1. Scale's a little less, but obviously having that much of a jump up on the initial one is definitely a buff overall.
Didn't she get nerfed slightly in the last patch in 0.2B? I think she lost some int. I think she lost like 0.2 or 0.3 int.
I mean, we'll see what sort of magic Steve's able to pull out on this.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because obviously he's got a plan. It's a little different to the Medusas you may have been seeing in the other games. This is maybe in pubs this is something that's coming into popularity.
I think we got his work cut out for him. Like Gorgc, as we said, they totally countered. Rajjix has had no game pretty much at all this Void Spirit. So it's really going to be Xcalibur versus the world, and I don't know, I'm not really feeling that this Aghanim is going to be...
He's got it done.
Perhaps I'm wrong.
So let's see. Let's see what sort of impact it has in the fight. It's time for the high ground offense begins. Soulbind's out. Look at the silent sound of the two of them. Well, trying to step in.
The double healers.
Not too much else to come up with the Soulbind, unfortunately.
Okay, the first snake. That's annoying. They just will. Chicken Fighters probably happy with what they've done here, forced everybody back to base. They've got a Solar Press now finished up on their 5 Snapfire. Looking good. Well, trying to smoke out, trying to surprise. They can still insta-kill a hero if they get the full combination. Alina's still going to be a bit tough because she has the BKB, but most other ones, they could still pop. And it really feels like they need to remove a hero.
They're going to try and set things up on Alina, but Ravage is available. Chessie's going to pop it immediately, catching the 4 of them. They turn, they burst down Rajjix. Rajjix is gone. Pablo having a run. Gorgc looking for a target, but the BKB's up on Supream. Xcalibur pops the Stone Gaze, but Chicken Fighters, they're able to kite it out, way down at the side. Buyback will come out from Rajjix. Chessie continuing to chase down Pablo with the anchor smash of the gun. Stone actually holding him back long enough to keep him in range of Gorgc to get the side down, but Chessie is still alive. Rajjix trying to finish him off, but he is so big and tanky, and Chessie finally gets burst down. Bring him down. Can they find anything more though, Team Bold? Zera crashes into the middle of them all, gets the silence down on the three of them. The damage coming out from Rajjix. Rajjix has got to be carefully pulled back for this. As multiple buybacks continue to come out for Team Bold. There's 5 up from Pablo, both buyback, trying to keep Gorgc and Xcalibur safe, but Xcalibur, he's out of mana. Charlie focusing him down. Xcalibur will fall. Charlie still alive, finally drops. Gorgc, can he take down Charlie a second time? He's got the ghost shroud. Pablo, soulbind control out for 2 of them. He's going to head over towards the Lina. Supream still with the BKB on cooldown for 15 seconds, but 5 ups down a second time. Gorgc getting taken apart here by Charlie's damage. Pablo will fall. As the buybacks aren't enough for Team Bold to turn it around, as they use 3 buybacks for that fight. It still ends up being a team wipe, effectively losing 8 lives in that team fight.
And they don't kill the 2 big heroes. They don't kill the Lina or the Wraith King, the 2 most important. Sure, they get the Tidehunter, but Chessie's like, whatever, I've already committed Ravage. I've done all my damage. I ate a free percent and didn't die from it. This is just, yeah. Great fights from Chicken Fighters. Era with a beautiful reinitiate. 4-man silence with the Magnetize, with his 2 points, he's still alive. Now they get wrapped. The 3 buybacks, not sufficient.
And they'll get at least the racks. Tier 2s being pushed down by the creeps in both other lanes.
Radiant's bottom has fallen.
These Lina buffs are actually pretty significant. You're feeling the duration of that fiery soul. He's always 3 stacks.
That's looking great. 9-1-6 and Supream Lina, something he was very comfortable on before, of course.
Necrophos.
Yeah.
It feels even better that he was able to get one of his absolute signature heroes into a counter match. Play it so easily. And there's not that much control for him, as we've been seeing. You know, Rajjix, he's really struggling. He just gets popped at the start of the fights, and that's pretty much it. They don't really have any other ways to do much. And I'm definitely seeing, you know, sure, these Mystic Snakes are annoying, but I was feeling some missing damage on my Dusa.
Sure, you would have been happier if it was the Skadi rather than the Aghanims coming out next.
Yeah, it would have been probably more annoying, but maybe totally wrong.
See Rajjix, and the jump on Era. They'll bring him down, but Chessie's in with the Ravage. Catches the 3 of them, the kisses coming in from the side. Gorgc turns over towards Supream, but Supream pops the BKB, takes down 5 up before he can get the ultimate off. Trying to keep Gorgc alive, another X-Well stun comes out, but Era, he's able to wait for it to pass over, gets in with the roll. They take down Rajjix, moving in for more. Xcalibur's been isolated, surrounded by the entirety of Chicken Fighters. Xcalibur will slowly but surely fall. Triple kill for Supream, as there's still, of course, no buybacks left on Team Bold's heroes. Chicken Fighters can move straight down the middle lane, and they'll tap out. GG is called, as Chicken Fighters will take this game 1, as it all just becomes a little too much for Team Bold.
Yeah, it becomes too much, and I really like it. I really like the way the team had 5 stuns, 5 different ways to control heroes inside the fights. Like, they made the fights look a lot easier. Team Bold, it was very tough for them to actually set up. We saw Rajjix like jumping in, the Brute trying to control people left and right here. Chicken Fighters just walk in, they point click a bunch of stuns on a couple different heroes. Era gets some
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. When I see you dancing, I'm like, hola, 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 hola. With your move fancy, make me wanna hola, 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 hola. I got your attention, spending that moolah, 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 moolah. I'm a top popping, pocket, swola, 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 swola. Swola, 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 swola. Swola, swola, swola. When I see you dancing, I'm like, hola, 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 hola. See your move fancy, make me wanna hola, 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 hola. I got your attention, spending that moolah, 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 moolah. I'm a drop popping, pocket, swola, 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 swola. Attention, spending that moolah, 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 moolah. I'm a drop popping, pocket, swola, 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 swola.
Like, oh, they'll keep banning 4, but we'll get our 5 that we really want. That'd be next level.
Pick a 5 though.
That's what I'm saying.
Do it.
Swola, swola, swola. Swola, 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 swola. Swola, 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 swola. Swola, 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 swola.
over the edge. Feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all,
Chicken Fighters. Folks, yeah, well, we're getting to see the support Hoodwink in action. Did indeed, as Pablo said, got some nice little ball buffs in the recent patch that we had the other night. Is it going to work? Do you think this is a hero that's good right now?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're really squishy is one thing that I do continue to notice, and you're playing versus a hero that I feel like you can just get one-shotted from, EA, eventually at some point in the game. So I do side with the panel. I think Team Bold has to play very quick, very aggressive. They got to do a lot of moves. So this is going to be a 3 position. Now you have a pretty frail, but all your spellcasters are your 3, 4, 5. The other two are literally just like straight up right clicker. It's going to be pretty reliant on them to do all that control inside the fights. Fighters, they've gotten themselves a lot of control again and a lot of overwhelming team. Again, like everyone got some type of form of disable, it does kind of feel like.
Sure, yeah, the team fight is going to once again be very deadly and could cause issues for as we saw, you know, last game, Team Bold tried to make these moves where they were sort of running into Chicken Fighters, but the team fight around the Tide Hunter, like we're going to see again here. I mean, just sort of having the basis of the Tide and the Snapfire is already so much that you have to bear in mind when you try and take a fight to these two.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna. I'm just happy that they've gone for something more normal. You know, they've got a carry.
Sure.
Like a normal carry, a normal way to push buildings, a good way to take objectives and to set a pace in the game. So I like seeing that. If they play clean, they definitely have a chance in this game. It can't be too many mistakes. Like, honestly, like 2 mistakes and this game will super turn on them. They have to just be very careful with how they make these plays. Try not to overextend too much. Play around those towers. When your lone druid's setting up to go for these pushes, don't overextend for some crazy stuff. You'll play around that lone druid right on top.
Yeah. Where would you say lone druid is about at the moment? Like this hero's fine in terms of some of the recent changes. Had some small sort of switch arounds right in the patches on the Savage Roar mainly.
Yeah, Savage Roar got buffed overall. They also got the Shard, which is pretty cool. I haven't seen anybody really do it in any pubs. I've been trying to watch. And the Bear got buffed this last patch. Yeah. it's a specific hero to player. Like, I feel like this hero can always be strong if someone's very comfortable on it. So Xcalibur, he is one of those players that's super comfortable on Lone Druid.
Yeah, and you feel that the sort of the cores do complement each other on Team Bolt's lineup, having the Lone Druid and the Jug.
Jug and Lone Druid for sure. Hoodwink, I'm still unsure. The nice thing is at least that they did pick. Battle up top.
Pablo
down the Blight Zone. They actually skilled Scatterblast this time instead of the Shredder. Probably gonna.
Pablo's
maybe.
He's kind of got the jukes, and Xibbe's getting low. But that's get out of blast. Will get the kill. See if Rajjix can get the kill and return onto Xibbe. Xibbe trying to hide behind the trees, but Rajjix will find him. So they get the trade.
Okay. What else got changed for the hood? I actually needed to change the check for the hood. What else got changed for the hood? Still breaks on the ult and everything, right? So
yeah, I mean, the 7. Oh, yeah. No, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, the break's still strong. The ult's still gonna be ridiculous. It did get some little buffs, like 10% more damage, I believe, on the Acorn shot in the recent patch.
Yes.
So.
I think the break can be something that could be really impactful this game. Versus Tidehunter and PA, they might be able to do some kills where you might not expect it. It's like Lion Finger plus like a sharpshooter into a Tidehunter or PA. They could get some pretty surprising kills, so maybe they have some fun combos. I'm looking forward to see if he's actually able to get a good amount of farm on this hood, what he's gonna actually go for. I see he's got phase boots queued right away. Most pubs, I think, like everyone knows, you're just seeing like Falcon Blade, and then people either go like either Aether Lens, depending if they're support, or they just go for straight like Maelstroms and you go for your Gleipnir kind of build. I'm wondering to see what he's gonna do in an actual field.
So far in the top flank. I was going to see them have an attempt here onto Xibbe. They got quite the damage for it. And they did that little shredder onto Rajjix. I mean, they get the kill, but Rajjix, is he able to get out? No, he's not. Errors here with a Fisher to shut down his escape. So, I mean, killing the support, losing their life as the offlaner, and Charlie continuing to have pretty good farm in the safe lane. Not too much pressure on him.
I feel like I'm always going to be worried for Rajjix just exploding in this game. Just to like one stun and one little jump with a little shredder active on him. Like, very likely to just die in a lot of these situations so fast. And he is going to go for Falcon Blade. So I figured this is... You know, he was queuing up phase boots, but I don't even think the armor is going to be that impactful. I think he just more HP pool as well. This mid. Seeing Supream just farm some jungle while he's going for that bottle. He's got to just maximize as much as possible with the actual resources, with the actual bottle usage, because Lone Druid's such a good matchup versus that.
He's trying to get aggressive again onto Charlie, but rolls off the mark. Look at the slow though. And they quite finish him off. It doesn't look like it. Rajjix again just getting pushed away, and Chicken Fight is still having the 3 of them up here, just making sure that Charlie is protected at all costs.
Well, ain't this cute?
We get the bushwhack down, but no follow-up damage. Charlie will be fine. He's low on regen though, trying to get that Ring of Hell finished. He's very close to having the money for it.
Pablo tries to go for a kill there. Era at the side preparing his enchant totem, going for some type of setup. This isn't bad though for Team Ball. They're forcing 3 heroes up here this entire time for splitting XP. Era, I like that he's playing far away from the lane, so he doesn't actually take any of that experience away. As Xibbe, gonna try again.
Well, this time they should have it. They did. They'll get the kill, and this time round, Team Bolt won't lose anything in return. You know, Charlie's still having to sort of hover around the lane as he didn't have any regen out. Salve's now coming out on the courier of Xibbe, but Charlie having to sit back for a few waves here on very low HP.
Bounty.
Yeah, he's missed a ton of CS, and now he might actually still get caught.
Oh, they've got him!
Oh my god.
Oh, very nicely done from Team Bold.
Yeah, that's huge. 3 heroes were at top pretty much the entire time there. They get themselves 2 kills with just the 2 heroes too. This is good stuff. Slowing down the PA farm. Tidehunter, he's still getting something down bottom on Chicken Fighters for Chessie, but Gorgc is free farming.
Oh, look at
still getting some really good pulls off as well.
Oh, look at this move here. We're going to have the big movement for Supreme coming up top, looking to make the rotation onto Pablo and Rajjix. Pablo will head to the side. Now they'll settle with just killing off the offlaner here. Rajjix, Dream Coils. With the 4 of them, there's no chance of an escape. They get the kill. Just take 4 of them up, you know, to sort of come up and get involved. And now, all in all, this is just Team Bold's pressure having to be dealt with early by Chicken Fighters on this top lane as they attempt to make this area a bit safer for Charlie.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, it's still fine for Team Bald. You force the puck top, he's pretty low on mana. Xcalibur now got to poke on that mid tower, tank it with the bear, so that catapult gets a significant amount of damage. So all good stuff right now for Team Bald. And this is what they need to be doing, really, with their draft. The early game advantage needs to be set for them. Otherwise, as we said, you know, this PA is going to get to a point where she can get ridiculous. So they got to keep this pace up, these nice aggressive moves going. Just keep running these two top, Earth Spirit as well as Hoodwink. You guys might be set up and get killed, but I just want to continue to run up there, get the level 6 nice and early on Rajjix, so then you can just sharpshooter people all over the map.
There we go again. The supports from Chicken Fighters trying to find some sort of wraparound to set up onto Rajjix. Same time that mid, 5 up. Got the setup, and the Savage Roar as well. They got quite enough lockdown. They don't, because Chessie will come in, use the Ravage to keep Supream safe and allow them to turn and take down 5 up. As Chessie making sure that Supream won't go down. Same time up top, Team Bold, and make the chase on Terrera. They're able to run down the Shaker. I'll turn towards Charlie, but Charlie has got the backup of Xibbe. As Rajjix starting to get low, he's going to put the salve.
Keeps going.
It does indeed. The Scatter Blast not actually stopping it there thanks to that damage block. But it does still mean that he's not able to move in with Supream. With this rotation, he's found Pablo. Now he's got the catch onto Rajjix. Supream once more making the moves up top and making sure that this top lane that it gets swung around a little bit. This time around, getting the 2 kills, very much worth for Chicken Fighters.
Very, very nice from Supream. It's going to cause his tower mid to probably drop pretty soon, but he's enabling his PA. PA now level 6 after a little bit of a rough start, so nice stuff coming out from Chicken. Still doing great. He's going to have a free farm. You know, This is going to be an absolute free farm jug, so we'll see what the man himself is going to be able to do with it.
And as you said, this tier 1 tower pretty much going down. 7.5 minutes in and on the verge of dying. Very, very early on here to the pressure of Xcalibur. Do their best to continue to hold on to it as long as they can, but already a lot of damage done by this lone druid.
Both teams setting up 3 heroes around that ruin spawn. 2 seconds. Supports on the side of Team Bald are higher level right now.
Look at the jump onto 5 up. So that 5 up still able to get his spells off. Kick to the side by Pablo. Silence comes out as well as Pablo makes sure that 5 up can get his spells off and won't actually die there to the attempts of Era and Xibbe as Pablo comes in with the big save. 5 up will live. The setup for the roll. It's the silence as well. They've got him. Rajjix takes the kill with the snipe.
Supream trying to get maybe a return kill. Can't quite land it onto 5 up as he's getting zoned away by Xcalibur. 2 supports. They're able to have so much freedom on the side of Team Bald.
Yeah.
Just a little bit higher level than the counterparts on the side of Chicken Fighters.
And just there's so much space for Gorgc. You know, Gorgc, he is going to be loving life down on that bottom lane. Complete free farm. You know, this is sort of the dream situation. Gorgc's going to have very, very good time on this first time. He's going to go the route of the Maelstrom rather than sort of the Battle Fury drug we've seen a lot. But yeah, I've got to admit, I agree. You know, we saw Battle Fury get nerfed a little bit. I think Maelstrom stock's going to be on the rise.
I like it a lot. You can have battle with PA a lot more as those Maelstrom.
Mid. Ravage is going to be able to catch Xcalibur on the way out as well as Pablo. Chessie once again in position to shut down any sort of fight that Team Bold try and get going in this early game. That's always going to happen. You know, Team Bold's got to be very aware of that Ravage availability. Is at this stage of the game that will pretty much turn around any attempts that the Team Bold make when it's not with the full squad.
Yeah, Team Bold's got to get in and get out. They got to like snipe a kill, then move out, and then wait for like the plays. They can't just fight head on. It's a good fight. Almost at any stage in the game, it's going to be really hard for them if they don't just get, you know, like an instant jump. Like if the line kills the puck at the start of fight, perhaps then they can actually look at the fight. But a straight 5v5 is going to be complicated. Speaking for Gorgc too, like such a free game in the fact that he doesn't have to worry about any BKB piercing to save him, right? He's always going to be able to go for some type of split function and then just spin TP out if they do try. Yeah, it should be a really solid game for him.
Yeah. We'll just move up to top. They're going to look to try and get some pressure onto the top tower mid lane. No dream call for 10 seconds though on Supream. Still going to be able to have the catch on to 5 up with the cookie.
Short-lived creatures.
Xcalibur being very careful. He still has 10-second cooldown on his bear, so he's pretty much just walking creep at the moment.
Is under attack.
This move, this space, Gorgc. He's going to be able to take this tier 1 top. So the Maelstrom is going to be very quick. You're going to have so this 10-minute Maelstrom timing. And good levels as well, with Gorgc getting a decent amount of space where you have that lane left to himself.
Yeah, And even more so, I like the Maelstrom even more because of things that we said about how their draft wants to play, right?
Yeah.
They want to press. They want to really press the game. If he goes Battle Fury, it's going to make him just play a completely different style. Although we did see, like yesterday, right? The 20-minute push with the Battle Fury Yasha Jug. They were actually on the high ground, but I think it still will suit the game. Failure versus Tide too. Magic better, so. See if they can have to make a lot of moves.
So they can take down Chessie. Before them here, easy slows to set up the sharpshooter with the finger. They've got the burst.
Nice.
Team Bold get the kill. And with that said and done, that tower will be theirs.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that'll always be beautiful. Whenever they have the finger in the sharpshooter, pretty much anybody's gonna die. Even Chessie, although he has a hood finished up, it's probably gonna be enough to finish every occasion. If not, just allow them to chain stun him further without that Kraken. Again, yeah, continue to make good moves. Still very close. We're actually like dead even for that gold experience. Still leading the way of Chicken Fighters by about 2K.
I'll see this move again. Chessie, not quite tanky enough to deal with this amount of pressure and firepower from Team Bold.
Actually, Gorgc is chilling up top, looking to maybe go for a play on Charlie with Pablo at the side. They can look for a deal with the PA still. She's very susceptible. Anything, only 15% evasion. So yeah, if you just get any type of control and a silence, you won't be able to keep that mobility. Jug can actually kill her. Push now being set up from Chicken Fighters. They've got Ravage. They're feeling strong. They've got their ults. Now it's going to be tough for Team Ball. They're going to have to choose. Do they want to try for something down here? I wouldn't think so.
No, I think it's going to be a little too tough into the ultimates, as you say, of Chicken Fighters. And yeah, they're going to respect that power that the Chicken Fighters have right now. Rajjix is not going to get involved in this defense. I'll let the tower go down.
I want Rajjix to prioritize himself a little bit more in this game. Though. He's 6-3-1, which is fantastic, but he's starting to fall behind on levels. Level 8, we see Chessie's almost level 11 on the off lane in comparison. So he does have to make sure that he doesn't start to fall off and just become kind of this glorified support as this hook.
Sure. I mean,
he's squishy. Look, it's 1,000 HP. He gets caught by any of these stuns, any of these spells, he's just going to evaporate.
Yeah, at least once he has the Maelstrom, he's going to be able to clean up creeps a lot easier, and that will allow him to, you know, very efficiently push out lanes and get that farm to catch back up in that department. I mean, obviously in comparison, still Chessie a little sort of a similar place, and the farm from Charlie, it's still a lot slower than if you compare it to Gorgc's Jug. Gorgc about 1.5k ahead, and Charlie still needs time.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He really does. He doesn't even have any, I don't even know if he has stacks at all. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have a single stack prepared from, no ancient stacks or anything when he does receive that Battle Fury. So it's gonna be a slow increase for that PA, but they're still keeping up. You know, it's less than 1k gold lead.
They didn't get it. And the kisses. Ooh, that's yeah. Well, that's a bit of good news there for Team Bold.
They needed that. Beautiful space. See Xcalibur, he has shown what item he's going to go for. Mask of Madness straight into MKB. So PA is going to have that answer for her as well.
An exceptional fight.
Charlie getting a bit of space top to finish off the Battle Fury, as he's just about got it done. So we'll see. Again, there on the replay, little slow on the Dream Coil. I mean, Supream, he really tried to just sort of cover the distance there from off the back of the setup from the Shaker, but just not able to do so. Couldn't get the catch. Rajjix, he gets out.
And Team Bold, with that coil being on cooldown, they're trying to find some type of player. They really want to find Charlie. Arrow wouldn't be a bad option either, as he's very close to the blink. They're swinging down or to clear their jungle out. Rajjix giving some information, getting a D ward. Is very close to blink. I think that's gonna kick up the tempo a bit here for the side of Chicken Fighters. Even though they have a PA Battle Fury, I think this is gonna allow them to just actually make some more coherent jumps rather than just maybe some awkward ones from the top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he got it. So it's gonna get a little bit harder. It feels like for Chicken Ball in these next few moments. If they ever do want to set up for any fight or any push, it's gonna be explosive.
Yeah, and Charlie is going to begin to catch up with the Battle Fury done. His farm will start to cover the distance between him and Gorgc.
Okay, Okay, I was wondering what talent he was going to take, because the Bushwhack cooldown talent is so appealing, right? It puts it down to 10 seconds, it got buffed. But I was looking at his health, I'm like, you're an offlaner with 1,000 HP. I actually am quite happy he took that. He might be able to survive some of the fodder that goes on.
I mean, and you're right, that really does say something, considering that buff coming into play still not proving to be the favored talent. How squishy it really is.
Like, there's just so many spells that if he just gets clipped, right? Like a Ravage clips him, like Echo Slam, the Echoes hit him, a Mortimer kisses. I'm really glad he did take. And he's just gonna do the standard build into the Gleipnir. So it kind of feels though like, I don't know, it just feels weird for the hero, because now it doesn't really feel like you're an offlaner. It feels like you're kind of like the pseudo carry kind of thing coming on here, rather than this like spellcaster build that you're forced to go for. So we'll see if it does end up working out, because for me, this is the first time I'm seeing a competitive game.
Yes. I guess one of the ways that you can sort of get away with it in this sense is you at least have, like an Earth Spirit, you've got a hero that's going to be the one to go in. That's not your job as the offlaner this game. And you have good stun and setup from both of your supports, having the Lion and Earth Spirit to back you up. So you can make the argument for going for a hero like this Hoodwink and getting these greedier, bigger items online.
Yeah, and he's always going to break this game, as we said, for the double breaks. The Blink does show that he's gone for Blink as well, so Witchblade into Blink. This game on the puck, also looking for those big team fight connections, wanting to get into the back as well. The Lion, the Hoodwink, or Spirit Lone Druid, like if he gets a good opportunity with puck, it's going to allow Chessie to just walk in and get Chessie on the tanky route, same thing as last game, just Arcane Boot, Hood, Mac, and then going back to the Blink. Bald. Again, they're walking up into this high ground that they did the last game that kind of costed them a lot. Rajjix.
It's looking pretty dead here.
Yes.
And I'll down for it as the kiss is gone. And out of the cause, if it's Rajjix dying and Gorgc and Xcalibur are getting space, Team Bald's going to be kind of okay with that.
Middle tower is under attack.
Our defense is going to be a lot harder though. Mid tower might actually just go down because they don't have that Hoodwink for the annoying AoE stuns and break and whatnot. So very painful death for them.
Has fallen.
See them trying to get out of the top lane as well. Supream not going to look to chase. Does have coil available and also shaken by his side.
They're definitely looking for opportunities. Pablo also might be able to make a move himself though. Silence off the mark. Kind of saw that one coming. He knew.
This should make my life easier.
I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing happening though. I'm seeing, Team Bald, they're just playing the farm game, which I don't think benefits them. We're playing versus PA Tide, like overwhelming team fight, this super carry in late game, and they're playing very farm game. They have the Blink now online. Okay, maybe this is the thing that's gonna light that fire under their asses, because I'm just like Rajjix is just ancienting as the off lane, and it really does feel like this is a timing game. If they just keep going at this pace, they're gonna lose. They have to make stuff happen. They have to start enabling themselves to get an objective and use this whole the farm jug, the farm Lone Druid. You gotta get something out of it.
Talking about the Lone Druid, yeah, looking pretty dead up here.
And they didn't have to ult. That was just a chain sequence of stuns. Be able to cut him out, so they'll be able to fight anyway on the side of chicken fighters if one.
Chessie
Getting a little worried on.
Well, there's you feel like sort of the slowdown is you're seeing a PA, you're seeing the gap being closed, and late game. At what point does can they get the jump here? He's able to turn, get the hit out with the finger, bringing him down, but not quite able to finish off the kill. Pop the magnetize, they will get it with a Maelstrom Pro. Take down Xibbe, arrows in with a slam, he's found the turn, and he's straight on top of the 5-ups goes down, so does Rajjix.
Pretty deep, his Blink's on cooldown.
Oh, it's the Team Bald. And we get some sort of cleanup off the back of losing 3 heroes initially. That's the play from Chicken Fighters. And it's money for Gorgc, so Gorgc's happy. It's going to be well on the way towards his next after the SMY, which will be the Aghanim Scepter.
Still in a great position himself.
Yeah.
Still just, Charlie's just chilling. He's just getting away with everything.
PA.
He's gonna have his BKB finished. They got Ravage for the next fight too. we talk a lot about just like forcing fights around Roshan a lot of the times. It's gonna happen. Like Chicken Fighters at some point now when they're also gonna come back up. Charlie has BKB. They've got Gush. They got Little Shredder. They got PA. Roche is gonna be on that menu.
Now this PA is definitely on track to be quite the terror later on this game. It's Team Bold. They're gonna have to make sure that they've got someone on track of controlling Charlie and when sort of the fights start occurring with the PA involved. Otherwise these squishy heroes are gonna disappear within maybe even a single crit once Charlie's got his death zone.
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
This has to feel pretty good. If you're on Chicken Fighters, you're probably just feeling that state of the game. You know, your towers aren't getting pressure from Lone Druid. They're not really winning fights at all on the side of Team Ball. Like Charlie's just like, okay, let's keep going like this, guys. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm having the time of my life as a PA right now. Sure, I'm not getting enabled with kills, but I'm just getting creeps.
And I guess the thing is then, you know, you've got to sort of consider how much do you rate having, and sort of two carries of the Lone Druid and the Jug against the PA and the Puck. I get the problem is, you know, that Puck nowadays is kind of just as formidable as a late game carry in that sense that, you know, you've got to respect the damage that comes out from this hero. It never really feels like it falls off.
No, and eventually you get your ag, and then Jug can't play the way he'd want to play, where he can spin and just run out of the coil. He's just gonna get he has to sit inside of it. The action. That's gonna be so much initiation, so much defense, as you said. It's triple blink daggers on the side of Chicken Fighters to get those jumps.
Oh, 5-up. He's gonna try and get the jump here onto the Shaker. Dash the Little Shredder comes out. Ravage is popped. Only catches the line though. Will secure the kill. He's gonna turn towards Pablo. Pablo actually looking to get back in as he rolls straight back over onto Error and bring down the Shaker. Gorgc trying to get in from the side. They've got the fear to push back Charlie, but the core is down. He's able to jump out though. Gorgc with the Omni Slash over towards Chessie and Supream. Blade Fury popped. Gorgc having to back off. It's Charlie looking for an opportunity to get in on this. Pablo is able to make it out to the side. They'll make it away. So a trade, a kill for a kill. Team Bold do expend the buyback on 5-up.
But you forced a Ravage, forced a coil, and didn't end up losing much of anything. Now we're gonna see Chicken Fighters. They're going again. They still have the BKB active on Charlie. He's about to stay level 18.
They might not be ready for this, considering, as you said, some of the ults reused. Team Bold might not expect this jump.
Waiting for someone to show on the wave.
Gorgc.
He's thinking about it.
Oh, he's showing. He's being smart though. He's there off the map using the Blade Fury to clean the wave, so there isn't an opportunity to make the jump from the smoke. So Gorgc, he knows, he's smart.
Not bad, not bad.
Obviously, we'll have that timing. A few hundred gold and the Aghanims will be done. Close to level 18. And once he has that Ags, do you feel that Team Bold, that they've got to try and get aggressive? Maybe see if they can find some sort of a fight in this minute without Ravage?
I feel like they have to, even without it. Like, they gotta go looking for something. It's tough though. Like, Chicken Fighters isn't really giving them opportunities. I'm watching the way they're playing. It's like everyone's staying as a unit. They're actually looking to get prepared. And with all that minus armor,
well, they got it.
Very likely that Cookie hits. They got it.
300 gold for Chessie will pretty much put him in a position with the Greaves complete. Yep, they're on their way out right now, so full Greaves on Chessie.
So he's always going to get those Ravages, no little trip-ups of the silences from that Earth Spirit going to be bothering him anymore, and a lot more tankability. He's got the Essence Ring too. You know, a lot of these times as Tide Hunters, Jug can be annoying because he just omnis you in the fight, and if you're isolated, you might die. Chessie's not going to die.
Aghanim's done on Gorgc. It's got level 18. Gleipnir also finished on Rajjix, so they've got some big items done now on Team Bold. Time to make the move.
They can get into the back lines onto these squishy supports, onto Shaker Snap. They can do big damage, and then they can look to clean up those harder to kill heroes afterwards.
It has to be so clean though, with all the team fight ults up on Chicken Fighters. One wrong move, and as you say, this team fight is going to go horribly wrong for Team Bold. And they're doing it in this position again, up to high ground. This is a hard move. They're going to actually be able to catch Chessie though, on the front. With the Omni Slash, is it enough damage, Chessie? He's going to get cooking up to the side for Gorgc. He's chasing him down with the Blade Fury. Chessie still surviving though. Can they finish him off? They're trying. They finally do, but Gorgc's now so low. Corner position. Shaker comes in on the back line. time as Era locks down Rajjix. See now Gorgc turn over towards Charlie, but the BKB's up. Gorgc trying to get out of it with the Blade Fury, the TP. There's nothing to stop it. Gorgc will escape. So all in all, a kill on the Tide and on the Shaker. Rajjix is able to finish off Era. They get two. They only lose Pablo. And that is a fight where the ults are used by Chicken Fighters. So a good hit there from Team Bold.
And it looked really scary too. Gorgc committed both his Omni and the spin. Gets coiled, but somehow dodges a couple of those Mortimer kisses.
And lives.
Somehow to survive. Chessie kind of panic ravaged, but he was, he thought he was just gonna die and let it go.
And now they're gonna look for Roche. They know that, sure, Chicken Fighters are gonna be up in a few seconds, the full 5 of them, but the ults are down. Room to try for the Roshan. Can Chicken Fighters go for the steal? Already know 5 ups on the start. He's hunted down Xibbe. He's gonna keep them outside of the pit. Gorgc. He's gonna be able to take down Roche, grab the Aegis. Okay, coming in with the sharpshooter onto Xibbe. Charlie, he's got to be careful. No BKB for 10 seconds. I say he's got to be careful. He's going to jump in. He's going to get aggressive onto Xcalibur. Supream jumping over, looking to finish off the lone druid. Xcalibur will get left behind.
I think they'll lose more. Rajjix getting jumped on.
He's not on mana.
Looking in a lot of trouble too.
He's going to get a bit of help here from Pablo as Pablo rolls in, but he's going to roll straight into the Dream Core. There's backup. A 4-man bushwhack will tie them to the tree, but it won't save the two of them as Rajjix and Pablo still fall. Gorgc, the only one getting out alive.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Thankfully, they gave him the Aegis so that they don't just lose it twice onto something like Excalibur. But Chicken Fighters still showing that they can fight even without having those ults. They chase forward with this big armed assassin. 1 by 1 consecutive kills. Xibbe, I've been waiting for him to buy some gold. He's got 2200. I thought he was going to just go straight for that solar since he has PA, but he's been waiting on it.
See this move again.
Oh god.
Oh. Fine, pretty aggressively, but Blade Fury and the TP, that'll still continue to keep him safe. Gets very close though, the physical damage there from the little Shredder and PA really adding up, but he's away.
Solar press done now for Xibbe. He's going to bring it out.
Yeah.
A
lot of mana.
They actually get the kill onto the Jug if he buffs up PA. It's going to make a big difference with Charlie having that to amp him up, and Gorgc, he doesn't have that on his side. I believe anybody's even built a medallion. Yeah, they can't. Supream?
The Ravage comes out, the counterplay calls in with the Blade Fury though, on top of Supream. Supream still able to jump out of the orbs. The kisses coming in from the side. Gorgc goes in with the slashes onto Chessie. He's able to bring down the Tide. Chessie won't fall. Charlie focuses their backlines in with the BKB and the crit. Takes down Excalibur. Dream call over towards Gorgc. He needs help. It's Rajjix and Pablo able to do anything to help him out. Charlie trying to take down Gorgc, but now the roller from Pablo comes in with a stun. Gorgc turns over towards him, but Era's in with a slam. Catching the two of them. Gorgc trying to chase down Charlie with the Blade Fury, but Charlie's able to jump over to safety. Gorgc will die the once. He's going to be back for a second round, but the rest of his team are out of the game. Surrounded by Chicken Fighters, they'll have no trouble killing Gorgc a second time.
Great way of taking the fight to it. Excalibur is actually just a walking creep, as I'm saying. He just dies to just a PA BKB who just blinks on him. This is now like 2 or 3 times in a row I've seen this poor lone druid unable to do actually anything. He's not contributing almost at all. Pablo and Gorgc actually did a decent amount of work. They almost got Charlie.
They did.
Overwhelming control and just the entire lineup of Chicken Fighters is pretty much still alive. And we have to watch like that replay. Chessie jumps in, blocks blocks the sharpshooter onto Supream, instantly grieves it off, so his Kraken pops and he gets the Ravage. Beautiful by Chessie. And now I'm learning, I didn't not a very experienced person playing versus Hoodwink, but yeah, you dispel that break, of course, as we.
All right, here we have it again. That good commitment onto Chessie, getting rid of the Tide, but dealing with the rest of the team a little too much for Gorgc whilst his teammates die around him. And so close to bringing down Charlie, but Charlie able to live. Era again, just waiting for that perfect opportunity to come in with the slam and secure the team fight victory for Chicken Fighters. They've got him, he's gone. He's gone, trying to farm under his tier 2. Was not ready for Supream to come in and put a stop to that. And that is Gorgc down for a minute.
Structures are fortified.
And he has the S&Y, but I mean, that coil break stun is absurd. And he also has ceremonial ropes, even more amplified for Gorgc. The only one really having that excellent game for his team now finally goes down 50 seconds, which fighters can do whatever they please. Oh, with the DD also spawning top of Charlie.
Oh my goodness.
is under attack.
I better be ready for this PA. Rajjix trying to work on his BKB so he can commit into these fights without worrying about just being caught by all this team fighting. So the same things that are causing troubles for Xcalibur. We'll see on the replay here. The Gorg just not able to make it out. Having to deal with the catch of the puck, and of course now the basher on Charlie. Blade Fury TP is not going to do him any favors anymore. Sad. Bottom lane, Rajjix. It's going to be found in the trees. And he's going to try and run away. But they've got him. Charlie finding him there with the dagger.
Of course. As immediate smoke. Chicken fighters, they're feeling, they're feeling that state of the game.
Yeah, they feel the lead.
Point of impossibility for Bald. So looking from kill to kill, looking for kill to kill to kill, as they have the DD inside that bottle for Charlie. They have the Echo. Got everything ready.
Yeah. As I said, you sort of feel that how comfortable they are, when you see like Xibbe just like with the Solar Crest pretty much just saving up the entirety of the gold before buying it. Now his next up, hold on to the 3k gold, taking it easy. It's top gold. He needs help. They've got to help him out. 5-up's trying, but the Ravage is out. Gold goes down, so does 5-up. And now Charlie with the BKB. He's looking up. A 2k crit. Takes down Pablo. Not his chance for the Spirit to get out of there. He's into the base. He's got the jump onto Xcalibur. Everybody's dead on Team Bold.
That might be the time. They just ran across the map to hunt for it. I think that was a statement in itself. That's now easily pushed up for that high ground.
This Charlie PA may have had a bit of a slow start, but the PA factor has just become very apparent at this stage of the game. It's too far ahead. And Hero's just dying in a matter of a couple of hits from Charlie at this stage.
I think Team Bald had a little bit of a better chance in this game, obviously. But sure. I think like the off lane, the hoodwink, it feels kind of underwhelming as an off laner. It feels maybe like it might be more suitable as that 4 or 5 because he walks in and he just dies. Maybe I could be feeling that totally wrong because of how much team fight and control there is, but he just dies to the moderate, it feels like. And Xcalibur honestly is having a really rough one. Time and time again, he just dies instantly inside the fights.
And of course, for those tuning in and watching this series was always going to be one of the tougher challenges for Team Bold, considering this, Chicken Fighters, this is the team that came down from the upper division. So, Team Bold, by all means, their first challenge here in the lower division is probably one of the hardest they'll get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As, Chicken Fighters looking pretty hot. Sure, they had a rough time in the upper division, but the upper division, it's a tough spot to be in. So coming down to the lower division and still showing that they have got that level of ability that we did see them grow as the league went on, and obviously between last season and this season, they've stuck together and they've come back and they're looking as well oiled as they did before, even in the losses. This team is still a team that's had a lot of time to work on their sort of ability and strengthen themselves over the time.
Yeah, and I do like the overall aspect of the way that their draft does work out. It feels nice. I feel like Team Bald, they were going for maybe a little bit more of like comfort heroes that they like to play, where it's not that full synergistic kind of thing as we're Lone Druid and Jug. They have some ways that they do work well together, but they do also tick the same boxes as what they do in games.
For Gorg.
Yeah, game.
It's
tough for him.
If he can get the MKB, then maybe there's a chance that if they can isolate Charlie, they'll have the damage with the Swift Slash and the Omni Slash to take him down. And he's got to get it done. He's closing in on the money for the Demon Edge. Of course, every time he shows in lane, it's spooky.
There's going to be an Ags, though, on the PA, so it's 10-second cooldowns where you can just blur, and there's no Omni Slash then. So
that's true. I mean, yeah.
The matchup in general is just really difficult for Jug as you get to the later stages. Charlie, he's 25. He's also just got a significant amount of more karma. Yeah, blur just hard counters. More Omni Slashes.
Charlie making his way down bottom. And Gorg.
He's got Abyssal.
Gorg. Oh. Charlie, check out the backlines. Charlie's going to take down Pablo. That will at least give Gorg the information to get out of here. And he will. Gorg's able to make it away. Oh, a little late on the TP, though, for 5-up. But maybe they don't have detection. They do. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. Oh, no!
An Echo.
Oh, that is an Echo. Down the drain as 5-up. Just styles out of there. He's away. He's away.
What is this?
All right. Well, you know, that's a little bit of excitement there from the Team Bold boys as detection. You know, you got to have it. Otherwise, you end up throwing your Echo Slam out the window. As there are hopes for a 5-up to still be hiding around here. But, just in time. Look at the blink timing. Perfect.
Team Ball needs any enjoyment they can get out of this, I feel like now.
That went well.
They're holding on. See if they've got anything in them here. 21k down at the moment, Team Bold. But not a team to give up. A team to fight to the bitter end here. As Gorg, he has, I believe, got the MKB done now. It's coming out.
Great.
He's got his items. So
what's he gonna get from his, you know, Xcalibur? I'm just like watching. Sure, he's got MKB and Bastion.
Sure.
Like, dude,
he dies.
Just disappeared. It's like the BKB PA blinks on him. It's a 320 movement speed lone druid who dropped to like 240, 220 movement speed when he gets staggered.
Yeah.
He's so fragile.
I mean,
armor.
I feel like maybe he just needs to get like the Ags next. So at least if he dies, the bear can keep going.
He just doesn't even have the space to get that type of
Sure.
farm. He's been stuck on these items for so long.
Illusion.
He's got Ghost Scepter queued up. I think that's actually the right approach because then he can actually live a little bit for that PA's BKB to wear off. But now PA. It's a Roche.
Easy Roche.
Yep, very easy.
I mean, the Team Bold, they could try and get out of here, but it's so spooky right now. Making moves on the map. Their best bet may just be waiting for the high ground defense. And yeah, this Roche just falls far too quickly to Charlie's damage.
Who wants the shot? Who's taking it? Charlie, do you want it? Yeah, let's get some Fanon. Sure, why not?
Yeah, lovely extra bit of damage to chuck out in the fight.
Oh, I like. Oh yeah, I got. Sorry, that was last batch. I forgot about that. It's only 50 mana. It was actually expensive before. I didn't realize it was 120.
50, yeah. That is. I mean, that's made Shard incredibly viable. I mean, of course, already
I
was.
think they changed how the AOE works, though. It used to apply instantly. Now it actually follows how the knives work. So it actually has to connect with you rather than an instant application, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, certainly looks to be what's indicated by the changes. And 50 mana, 1400 purchase. There's going to be a lot of games where you'll see that from the PA. You know, especially in any game where a lot of the breaks have disappeared. This is, you know, when you have a draft and you need someone with a break, PA is definitely going to be at the top of heroes to draft.
It's nice pure damage too. A lot of damage.
Yeah, that mana buff has made it kind of crazy. No Rajjix here for the potential base defense.
Nah, it's not.
Xibbe, he's got the base ward.
Gorg! He wants the ward, he's got to be careful. Pablo's going to jump in and save his life. Gorg's going to go over the Swiss dash. The only stash is he's in on the Xibbe, in on air, and turns towards Charlie. None of them quite dying. Charlie, he's turning back in, he's in with a Phantom Knife. Gorg's in trouble. Is anyone to get him out there? Is it? Gorg's out. Down for 80. 5-up tries to jump in, but it'll also fall. 4 dead on Team Bold as Chicken Fighters. They're moving. They're looking for the team wipe. They're over onto Xcalibur. Xcalibur trying to TP back to base, but the Echo slams up. There's no escape for him. 5 dead on Team Bold. As they'll be able to close this one up. GG is called as Chicken Fighters take game 2. And now the series is theirs. 2-0 against Team Bold. As I said, was always going to be a challenge for Team Bold, playing against the team that had come down from the previous season's upper division. And it certainly did prove to be quite a struggle. Game 2, we definitely saw them have a bit of a better shot at it, but overall, Charlie's PA just getting completely out of control, and the drafting, the team fight that you know we've seen before.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A bounty which my matriarch will prize.